Welcome back, everyone, to our sixth episode of Regiment on the Run. Once again, I am Numbers, and we have our players, Shoggy, Becky, and Zach. Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Ert's here to do science and chew bubble gum, and he doesn't know what bubble gum is.
He's all out of science.
Implying that he was ever actually scientifically minded. So, last time around, our party visited the wonderful Spore Blanket and met a whole bunch of Fecroids, the unfortunately named mushroom people. This time around, they are heading down south. They are going into this hex right here, K9. And the reason they are going there is because, after some scouting reports, it was discovered that while Windgate was a bustling town, there was a high likelihood that someone was going to try and ambush you and try to do some sneaky shit to Katie. So instead, they're trying to take a southerly route that will take them around the town and also hopefully get them off the tail of, the giant undead army that's pursuing them. We'll see about that. So, we are going to zoom into our protagonist camp as everyone is gearing up for the latest operation. Because, as the CRT report has informed you guys, things seem quiet in this stretch of the woods that you're going through, but suspiciously too quiet almost. Still, this doesn't seem like the opportunity for a bunch of soldiers to, do a whole bunch of soldierly nonsense. So instead, a lot of people are being organized for a supply run on the town. And Boingo and Snowblind specifically were sent out in order to gather some information on what to do. Because, they're locals. They don't stick out like a sore thumb and try to convert people into the ways of having, mayonnaise on turkey legs. Bubbles.
Bubbles' cruelty-free dining will never take off.
Clearly. You're just so self-righteous about it. But anyway, so we are all gathered around our wonderful little tent and having a discussion on what to do next. And so, some discussion on what kind of precautions should be taken, but it's seeming rather self-evident that Zann is the one who's going to be, in the hot seat here. Because after all, nobody else can fly, nobody else sees as well as the fucking eagle does.
Ert would like to voice an objection on the no one else can fly.
Yes,
Because he's
yes,
got a
Ert.
levitate spell and an immovable rod.
But so, question, Ert: if you levitate the rod and then turn on the rod, the levitate won't be able to move the rod, correct?
No. You levitate yourself and the rod up, and then you get on the rod, and then you turn it on.
And then you're stuck in the air. You can't move.
Yes.
Okay, that's not flying. That's hovering. Zann pats Ert on his bald head and says, "It's okay. Maybe next time."
Ert's just eyeing your wings now.
Is this a
It's
bad
slightly
time?
uncomfortable.
Oh boy.
Zann smacks Ert in the back of the head with his wing.
So, as all this is being discussed, and Zann is resigning himself to once again being the vanguard of the party, there is a bit of a commotion in the camp because it seems like your advanced scouts are coming back with some news.
Terry will go out and meet them.
All right. And down here we have your wonderful Boingo and Snowblind. Boingo is not actually leading the way for once. Snowblind is walking confidently through the camp and calling out for Terry.
Yep, Terry's gonna run over to meet him and taking Toad with him.
And so Boingo scoots up and says, "Hey, Terry, have you ever actually been to Windgate before?"
Terry, I've never been to the mainlands before.
Boingo looks a little bit disturbed by that, and Snowblind holds up a heavy package and says, "This was at the post office for you."
A little confused, he'll take the package.
All right.
And it explodes. Oh,
Boingo does mention that they've looked into it, and there is the possibility of setting up what is called a P.O. box. And it is not something where things just get delivered to this town and are held for you. Apparently, there was some magic item craftsman who came from the city down south, Frestiva, who had a whole bunch of interesting ideas for how to transport things, and came up with magical boxes that things can be teleported into.
Interesting.
Boingo does say that there's a small problem with these boxes. They're either hideously expensive or they don't work.
How much are they?
Boingo lists off a number. It would eat into half of your active military budget to get one of the ones that's guaranteed to work. But Snowblind points out that you guys have an independent magic source, and some of those budget options are only budget because, well, the magic on them ran out. So in theory, you could send some people down there to get a good deal.
Sounds like a good idea to Terry.
Sensing the fact that money is about to be spent, Zann's heart starts beating too fast, and he holds a hand over his
Ert's
heart.
science sense is tingling.
Terry, you'll have to talk to the others about it first, but it does sound like a good idea. Overall, it would be beneficial for the group.
All right. Well, Boingo does offer to, help out with the shopping trip because nobody raised eyebrows at Boingo, though some people did look at Snowblind a little funny. Snowblind says this is probably because Snowblind is blind.
And they were just in total amazement over the fact that he didn't run into anything.
Well, not entirely true. There was that one issue with the fruit cart, and then again with the rake, and then
Oh.
the third time with the mop. That one almost got someone killed.
Oh dear.
Snowblind gives a grimace and says, I don't like talking about the mop.
So Terry should have them buy like 5 of the shitty ones.
So let's have the group minus Beldon there head back to the tent.
Sorry, Belladon. Nobody likes you.
Belladon is just waiting for her opportunity to be plot relevant. You have no idea how much she's aching for it.
Keep waiting.
I'm moving everybody back to the tent. Terry goes back inside and goes, one, I have a mysterious package. 2, we have found a way to receive these mysterious packages. It's expensive, but we can get budget versions that just need magic power, which we have.
Ert demands to see the box.
We have to buy the box.
You should get a broken one and a good one.
Wait, how much does it? We can't afford a good one. Half the budget for one good one? I don't think so.
Terry a good one is about 2,000 gold, which is about half our budget. But if we can get one for, like, say, 500, and all it needs is a magic boost.
Ert thinks it sort of sounds like a dimensional portal, and he's good at dimensional portals.
Huh. I'm even okay with buying 2 broken ones just in case the first one doesn't go, but not with buying a working one and a broken one.
So if we can get 2 broken ones for about 1,000 gold.
1,000? No, whoa! I thought you said 100 per.
No,
Whoa.
500 per.
For a broken one?
It still just needs magic.
Boingo says it depends on how budget you're willing to go. Boingo suggests that you get the ones that are about 500 gold, but there are ones that go as low as 100. And those are rather sketchy. Boingo isn't sure that they would work even if they were powered.
Okay, how about one of the 500 gold ones then?
And then get one of the incredibly cheap $100 ones for Ert to play with.
What's a dollar?
What's a dollar?
I said $100.
What's a dollar?
Insert currency here.
What's a currency?
It's gold pieces, you giant nerd.
100 credits.
Republic credits.
We use soul crystals.
Backtracking, yes, I meant to say 100 gold, not $100. That's just a brain fart on my account, out of character.
100 pesos.
So send them with 600 to get one of the really bad and one of the decent. Anything else we need them to do?
That sounds good for now.
Boingo does mention that it might be better for them to have a little bit of a guard if they're going in with that much money, because while Windgate is a place that has a lot of things to trade, well, the previous time it was noted that Boingo was very small and was a spellcaster who could not actually cast spells, and Boingo's only companion was someone who was actually blind.
Ert, his eyes just light up. Quick, come with me. All of you.
Everyone gives a collective groan.
We're all heading over to Katie.
Yep, we're going to go get the crystal off, and we're going to put the gnome there instead.
Terry will stop the moment we see that we're approaching Katie and just, no, whatever you're planning, no.
No, Katie's just going to rest here, and Lungthunk is going to be the bodyguard.
No, we're not gonna let
What?
Lung Thunk into the town.
I'm
You said
surprisingly
the problem
okay with
was
this.
height issues.
I'm surprisingly okay with this.
Just like, we
that
have
just
so
because
many
you think
other
Boingo's going to
able-bodied
die?
soldiers. We have so many other able-bodied, normal soldiers. We can just send Boingo and Snowblind in with, I don't know, Catechist Temple and Ian Lortic.
Yeah, but like, who's gonna bother two people riding a giant goblin?
Terry just pauses and goes, plenty of people who want to know why the goblin got so big.
You know, I can just see them. They go into the shop, they come back out, and their goblin's missing.
Perfect. And I'll never see them again
Zach, why are you like this?
because
Yeah,
I'm evil.
they have 600 gold. You can't wish that upon them while they have 600 of our gold.
I would pay 600 gold to get rid of Boingo. That's mean. Maybe I wouldn't.
Everyone around is just like feeling really awkward from you saying that out loud.
Oh no, that was out of character.
Sure, you say that now.
Oh, I wouldn't. Zann would not say that to Boingo's face. Zann would instead just glare at Boingo. Zann doesn't think of highly enough of Boingo to say anything about Boingo to Boingo.
Okay, well, Ert relents.
Yeah,
We don't have to
Terry-
send the goblin. Let's go and get Catechus and who else?
You just
Oh,
send some 10
Terry's
people or
feeling
something.
petty. He's gonna
Oh.
walk over and he's gonna look at Zan's CRT squad.
The
No,
PRT team squad.
no, nope.
And just Terry, just why not? The others have already said it's one water under the bridge.
Yeah, but they're a lot more useful than for just town bodyguard mission.
York actually raises a hand and says, actually, there's a good point there. We're going to be exploring the foothills and making sure there aren't any traps.
So unless you know of other soldiers in this unit that are just as capable as these guys at doing that, I strongly suggest you find somebody else to do the bodyguard
Ert
routine.
assures you that the soldiers are perfectly qualified to find traps.
What about disarming traps?
Down. Usually they just step on them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Terry is going to listen to York and address York, saying, all right, that's perfectly reasonable. And he will go off to ask Catechus and Ian if they want to go.
All right. And York is actually going to stop Zann before the procession heads off. And he's going to mention, so this is another job that we're going to be doing for you guys. I'm thinking we should ask for a fee, but I don't know.
Sure.
This whole
How
situation
much?
is a little bit sketchy, and because we're traveling with you, this might hit us as much as it hits you.
I mean, how much do you need to keep running?
York shrugs and says, operating costs right now aren't too big. How about we call it 100 gold and we'll say it's even.
Sure.
Ert asks, if he wants to try selling some cantrip runes.
York puts his hand on Ert's face and pushes him and keeps pushing him. And if Ert tries to activate his immovable rod, York will take it from you.
Ert activates the immovable rod immediately. Let's see you
Okay.
try.
York
Roll.
then takes it from you by the
No, he
exchange
can't. It's immovable.
taking Ert away from the immovable rod.
God damn it.
Yeah, what's Ert's strength, by the way?
Probably enough that he could push York back.
If we're doing this, I'm gonna make an opposed check.
Oh, okay,
man.
let's see this.
Gotta see.
Okay, it's gonna
York
be
has
athletics versus
20
athletics.
York has 22 strength, just FYI.
Ert has 14.
I got 13 for York.
Oh, that's a low roll too. Oh!
That was a saving throw.
Oh, it's a saving throw. No. Roll athletics.
You gotta roll athletics, not a saving throw.
Blah, blah.
Ah,
Meanwhile, Terry is doing the sensible thing of just going down and asking if Catechus and Ian want to be guard duty for Boingo and Snowblind.
so Zann, are you going to talk to people about paying your team or just steal the money?
It's not stealing the money. I'm part of the guys running it. I'm just gonna give them
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah, see?
I'm not
Exactly.
stealing.
Okay, so
You are taking Ert's buying shiny things money, which he will
Ert-
take apart.
Ert
and
doesn't
make
care
worse.
about money.
Well,
Alright.
that was until he learned he could spend it on dimensional portals.
Ah.
all right. So, giant nerds, we have spent 100 gold on the help of the CRT team squad,
People.
and then we're gonna have Terry head on down to the other NPCs, Catechus Temple and Ian Lortek, in order to arrange a shopping trip. Ian, in particular, is very excited about the prospect of actually getting his hands on some new equipment and some actual owner's manuals. Like, do you have any idea how annoying it is to try and maintain equipment when nobody keeps the frickin' manual?
Ert.
Ert.
Meanwhile, Belladon's over there being like, one day I'll be relevant. One day.
One day! She's firing arrows into a training dummy.
And missing half of them? No? Huh?
Bubbles just standing behind the group,
Yeah,
looking
right.
at her big bag full of cantrip runes she's not allowed to try and sell in town anymore.
Well, she was giving them
Terry will
away.
give Ian and Catechus about 50 gold each for like basic supplies that they need. Because Ian wants manuals,
lot of
and
gold
manuals
for
are probably
supplies.
super cheap.
50 gold's a lot for supplies. Supplies is like a gold a person.
Yeah, supplies, I'm talking about things that they might need and that they can get bulk of. So 50 gold is really good for
Yeah,
bulk.
They're gonna come back with 500 flipping user manuals for a firebolt rune.
They need to go to look, they need to go to the fantasy Costco, okay?
Okay. Well, they come back with flipping 400 eggs, and Ert doesn't want to eat them. You know.
On Ert, honestly. Okay, so you're given 50 gold to Catechus and Ian promises that he will spend it on some rather necessary logistical things for the entire regiment. I mean, after all, what happens when we run low on whetstones? Does anyone know? People start scraping rocks along their goddamn swords.
No, they don't. They all use prestidigitation.
Well, that doesn't-
Prestidigitation does not sharpen swords.
Really? I thought that was on the list.
At least as far as I know, it doesn't.
Oh, here, let me check.
This matters.
Prestidigitation. Clean your soil, chill warm, create a non-magical trinket. Yep, there's nothing about sharpening a sword.
Nuts. Ert feels like an idiot because he's been doing it that way for years. Then again, he does use a hammer.
You've just seen your hammer shiny.
Really sharp hammer.
No one come in, I'm shining my hammer.
So,
Catechus and Ian are ready for their shopping trip, and you give them 50 gold apiece in order to buy their own thing, and 600 in order to buy the P.O. box.
yes.
Okay. Your budget has been updated. Ian and Catechus are going to assemble some minor squads. Ian says that he's going to need the manpower because there will be a lot of heavy lifting. And there is a collective groan from everyone who is drafted for the task.
And they can take a cart with them to pull, to carry things.
You guys could have Ert's cart.
Yeah, where is it?
I'm sure we have more than just Earth's cart.
Well, like the one you stole.
Yes.
Yes, that's Ert's personal cart.
Yeah.
God damn it, I don't have a token for that,
Why not?
because it wasn't in the token packs.
Dude, this DM. Can we get a new DM? Anybody?
All right, what you. Jeez.
Anybody in the audience, new DM?
We don't need to put a cart on the map right now.
I know. We don't need a cart.
After all, Doggy is always willing to draw one.
Imagination is the key to
I
victory
could try to
here.
draw one in a similar style later for you guys.
Imagine not doing a box for the wagon, instead trying to draw it freehand. Come on.
Well, regardless, you giant nerds, Ian and Catechus are going to take their squad out, and they're going to do a shopping trip. As we try and refine the artwork instead of getting on with the session. That's why these things take 3 hours, you know.
3 hours. Last one took 4.
Oh yeah,
So,
it was 3 hours after all the editing.
so after everyone's away, what are we doing with the rest of us?
So,
Hey, Terry needs to open up his mysterious package.
I was
Yes.
going to
Oh,
put
yeah,
Ouch.
let's all get to the tent. So if it's a bomb, it kills all of us.
Yeah, let's move really close to the package, so that just in case it's a
Terry's
bomb.
gonna- If there's a letter in it, Terry's gonna read the letter on his own. He ain't gonna let you see what's written in it.
Joke's on you, I have X-ray vision. I'm a hawk, eagle, Aarakocra.
And Snowblind can sense you through walls. Has no idea what you're reading, though. Oh, boy. But yeah, Snowblind and Boingo are joining the shopping trip, so they will be off there. So, Terry, you get a moment to yourself and you open the package, right?
Yes.
All right, Terry.
Urt is standing over you with a bag of holding.
Terry, I imagine that you're not going to let that go, and you're going to roll some sort of stealth check against fucking Urt.
What? If something bad comes out of the box, Urt's gonna bag it.
Terry's gonna look to Urt and just tell him, just please give me some space. Thank you.
Just Urt appears at her hip, breathing heavily.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
And he will then open it up.
Okay, you open it up, Terry, and you find that there is a rather fantastic loot inside that is L-U-T-E, not L-O-O-T.
I'm upset that it's not a horse's head.
Terry owes people money.
All right, and so the loot is inscribed with all sorts of elvish writing, and there appear to be very intricate designs on it. Terry, you can actually feel that this thing has a magical signature.
Ooh. Terry's gonna look through the box for a letter or a note.
There is no letter, but there is a note saying that Terry and Terry's family have friends. And over time, those friends might call in a favor or two.
He knows what that means. But he accepts the gift all the same.
All right, Terry. You have gotten yourself a wondrous instrument. It is actually called an Instrument of the Bards. It is a magic item, and I have already added it to your sheet. It gives you access to some interesting spells.
I'm disappointed it's not called the Loot. Or a loot of looting.
Urt's just getting his tools out, and he's like, okay, so should I try to put it back together after I finish taking it apart?
And just, Terry, you are not touching this.
I don't think Urt has the magic skills capable of dismantling a magic item. Don't you need like a really, really strong like magic dispel for that?
I mean, sometimes it works.
Terry, you may go ahead and roll me an insight if you like, or a knowledge arcana, or an arcana.
Insight or Arcana? Yeah, I know nothing. Unless someone
Alright,
wants
Terry.
to assist.
No, nobody's going to assist you on this.
Urt's just rolling from the other side of the room.
All right, Urt, you think it's an excellent idea to to try and grab that loot away from Terry.
Urt
No.
just has his magical detection up, and he's like, oh my god, that's so magical.
All right, so Terry, you have no idea what the hell this thing is capable of. You are just like blown away by the artistry and craftsmanship of it. Like you haven't seen stuff this intricate and artistic since you left home.
Since before the takeover.
Exactly.
For the
before
Empire.
the Empire and all its utilitarian, brutalist architecture.
It's not brutalist, it's just mold earth.
Are you telling me that us building a road here hasn't been brute forcing it? Come on.
So Terry is not letting Ert near this at all whatsoever. If anything, for the craftsmanship. It's like, you don't get to touch this thing at all.
Well, Ert's gonna go find something else to touch then.
All right. Speaking of which, there is a small report that Pep wants to give you. She is here in order to give some news.
Oh.
So Pep looks to Zann, then looks to Ert, and decides to split her attention. And she says, I got a little bit of a preliminary report. We didn't get very far down the road that we're going to be taking the rest of the army on, and we found something weird. There are little markers of a sort. They look like magical focuses. So we think that there might be some kind of hermit spellcaster up in this area. She looks to Zann and says, none of us except maybe Farn are actually good at magic. So I was actually wondering if I could borrow Ert to go examine this.
Ert just staring at Pep and is like, "What's a hermit spellcaster?"
Zann is staring at Pep like, did you really just ask to be alone with Ert?
He grimaces and says, I bring Zara.
Okay, that's a little safer. If you want to go with you three and go check out the hermit, then go for it.
Ert still doesn't get the concept of a hermit.
Pep waves a hand and says, actually, I'm thinking that it might be wise for you to, get up high and keep an eye on things. This stuff's starting to look a bit weird. Like, we haven't spotted any snares yet, but it's the right place for a snare, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I'm down to scout.
All right, and Terry, who are you going to go along with?
So my options are to head off with Pep and Ert, or
presumably stay with a group of soldiers below Zann.
Wait, I thought I was scouting ahead of Ert and Pep.
Well,
Yeah.
well, yeah, but it's like you have to be someone has to react when you scout and find something.
That's you guys.
I feel like
Ert's
Terry
doing
should
his own scouting.
I feel like Terry should probably stay at the base. So if anything happens, he can get to either group.
Yeah, like what sort of distance are we talking? Are we just, down the road from the base, or are we gonna like travel a few hours?
You're going to be traveling a few hours. It's multiple miles away from the base that you're scouting because, well, call them paranoid, but Pep in particular is very wary of leading all of your troops into a place that there might be an ambush.
So Terry, why don't you just hang out with the road crew? So just bring like 20 guys with you and you're building the road along behind us.
Yeah, play them a little bard song. Give them some inspiration dice.
Make sure you wear your hard hat while you're out in the construction zone.
Make sure that everybody is OSHA compliant.
And ensure that everyone sings the hi-ho song.
Yeah.
And most importantly, you have to set a good impression for Toad.
That sounds like a good idea, just so that things are getting done while the other two are out.
Okay? Then in
And
that
it gives
case,
him time to practice on his brand new loot.
it's true.
The loot. I really wanted to just create gold when you play it. Then it'll literally be a loot. A loot of looting.
All right, Terry, you are official safety inspector.
Oh,
Terry and hard hat.
perfect. He's got the clipboard and everything, so it's perfect.
Exactly.
He was just supposed to be the guy in charge of managing and, just keeping in contact with the the main part of the army for whoever was in charge, but that guy exploded.
Okay, shall we head out?
All right, let's do it. So, I'm going to do a little bit of hand waving as things proceed. One moment, please. I'll prepare the little segment of the map. Welcome to the new map. We're going to cut over to Zara, Pep, and Ert first. So, Zara, Pep, and Ert. You start heading out, and Pep leads the way, Zara keeping an eye on Ert the whole time, as though at any moment Ert might, take out a wand and start blasting for no reason. She doesn't know, but she suspects.
Has Ert shown her the wand yet?
No.
Ert shows her the wand.
Zara thanks you for letting her know what to watch out for, and makes a mental note that it is the first thing that should be confiscated from you if anything goes wrong.
I feel
Ert
like
tells her to try.
It was a mental note. Are you reading minds now?
Damn it. Ert wants everyone to try to take the wand from him. If you have a wand that's also an immovable rod, you have to do that. It's the rule.
It's true. So, Zara, Ert, and Pep, you head over to a small area right next to a rather interesting river, and Pep shows you the particular objects that she's found. One of them looks particularly old, and it has the appearance of a weathered waystone. Ert, you may go ahead and roll me a history check with advantage.
Let me see here. 20.
Ooh, okay.
So Ert knows a lot of history for someone who has no idea where he is.
Well, here's the thing. Ert doesn't have to recognize what this particular thing's history is, because this is dwarvish script.
We're on to something here, guys. We nearly found the Dwarf Kingdom.
Pep says that she thought it was some sort of spell focus. Ert, you would recognize that this isn't a spell focus, but it is written in the same script as a lot of rune magic is, which could lead people onto, different tracks. And specifically, because you got such a high roll, the other more recent scribblings, someone was trying to replicate the rune in the hopes that it would have some magical properties.
Well, Ert's gonna just get out his rune kit and replicate the rune himself because he's gotta.
Oh, my fuck's sake. Roll me an investigation check.
Ert has come to the conclusion this sort of sucks.
All right, Ert. The thing is that you made a rune, and it does seem to have magical properties, but most of what it's doing is occasionally emitting pulses of light that sting your eyes.
Well, Ert's out of ideas. Let's go find where this thing came from.
Pep says that was more or less the plan. From her examinations of it, the more recent ones were probably made by someone who's actually in the local area, because the most recent of these looks like it's only a couple of months old, so whoever made it might be back.
Ert's just staring at it, trying to figure out, how to trace the magic. He wants to roll, but he's not sure how.
Well, you could roll me an insight.
Good point.
Okay, that is a 19 insight. So, Ert, you pick up that there is definitely someone around here with some magical talent who appears to be trying to get into runecraft, and you suspect that it's an act of some sort of desperation, like somebody who didn't have any other options. And you're able to trace some of where this guy might be. So, in theory, you could track this guy down before anyone else. Which is a big in theory, because Zann is currently scouting on ahead.
I mean, this guy's a dwarf. He might have an insight on where the dwarves are. We got to be careful, though, because dwarves are tricky.
Vera folds her arms and looks at Ert.
Ert's just sitting there. He's sort of up in the air about this. It's like, do I go and look for them? Do I get everyone else so they could see that dwarves are awesome? This is a conundrum. Do I have one of my message runes?
That's up to you. Do you have it in your inventory?
I believe that's on our default rune list for all soldiers.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, Ert, I will say that you have your message rune, and you may tell anyone who you wish to tell. Who do you tell?
I inform both Zann and Terry that we have a lead to the Dwarf Kingdom, and we're going to investigate. Let's go, guys.
All right. And next, I'm going to cut on over to Terry. Terry, something about this place has you a little on edge. As you're walking with the rest of the regiment and, wearing your safety hat, as you must.
And the high vis vest. You've got to stay OSHA compliant. Everyone needs a hard hat and a high vis vest.
Mm. And meanwhile, Toad is just watching you, trying his best to figure out how to act around you. He's just trying to be the best mushroom son that he can be.
Terry has given Toad a tiny vest.
Well, I don't have a token for a tiny vest.
You don't need to give him one. We're just going to say it's there.
There in our hearts. Okay. So, this whole place is giving you a little bit of an odd mental sensation. Like, there's something that's definitely not quite right.
Yeah.
But so far, it seems to be the case that, like, all of your traveling up here has been uneventful. There haven't been any big ambushes. There haven't been any serious problems with the road. Well, except for that one guy who thought it would be fun to try, taking on Mudslide a little bit too literally, but.
So, let's see, what can Terry do? I feel like Terry can at least try to make a roll.
Name a skill and we'll see how it applies.
Investigation?
Go ahead and roll it.
14.
Okay, so there is definitely something a little strange about all this. For example, like, this area that you're in seems to be a little bit tailored. And you say that in a strange way because you in particular, this feels like the exact kind of place where you'd want to hang back and drink in the natural beauty and supervise things instead of get into trouble. And Terry starts to wonder if there's some agenda behind this or if he's just being paranoid.
It feels too manufactured.
Yes. And then Terry gets a message from Ert that he has a lead on the Dwarf King.
Dwarf King?
Yes.
I think he said kingdom, but
Kingdom.
The dumb Dwarf King.
Dwarf Kingdom. Ask for more clarification?
You're not getting it.
You're not getting it. Okay.
Ask Pep? What does he mean by Dwarf Kingdom?
Pep messages back that so far they found what appears to be some sort of magic rune in a dwarvish script, and Ert has fixated on it hard.
He is not going around and finding a route. He has the Molderth rune out, and he's just tunneling straight in the direction.
God.
All right, so with that in mind, insight?
Go ahead. Roll it.
Nat 20.
Terry, it occurs to you, all three of you are in separate locations, and the person pushing furthest forward is Zann. And there are specific things that would trip up and mislead people who aren't Zann.
So all of this is a distraction to get Zann alone.
Speaking of which...
So Terry is sending that message real quick to Zann.
First we're going to see what Zann's actually up to himself.
This is before I get the message?
Yes, this is before you get the message. So Zann, you are flying up above, you are getting a fantastic view of this place. And it appears as though it's mostly uninhabited, but there does seem to be signs of a trail leading to a little cave up ahead. And it occurs to you that there are some excellent perches around that cave where you could, land and get a look around and make sure that whoever was here isn't going to be bothering you. So, Zann, you are keeping an eye on things. York and Fairn are in the neighborhood. They're searching around for extra, problematic stuff. But notably, they cannot see this strange trail that you've noticed.
So it's a trail that's going straight into the cave, yes?
Yes.
All right. Can I see these two trees over here. I'm just gonna move my guy over there. I'm gonna head over to these cluster trees and kind of get up on the upper branches and just kind of try to check out the cave from here. It looks like I can maybe look in a little bit from here.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Perception check.
What do your bird eyes see?
With a 23, what do my bird eyes see?
You see that there is someone currently inside the cave, and you hear some faint murmurings, but you're not sure who the guy is talking to.
Well, that's interesting. I will reach out to York and Farron and kind of signal them to head my way if I can.
Okay. York and Farron are gonna head over in your direction. And what does Zann do?
Zan's gonna hang on and wait for them to show up.
All right.
Wait
As
for
you
York
are
and Farron.
waiting, the figure actually emerges from the cave. Not far, so you couldn't see it from many other angles, but you do see that this guy is dressed in some serious magical paraphernalia. He's got a wand that you're pretty sure doesn't work. He's got the classic robe and wizard hat that you're pretty sure are completely useless as armor. And he's kind of like blinking in the sun and squinting around.
Oh, okay. So it just looks like just some old guy that's doing a wizard cosplay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna. So I have an earring of send message. So I can message York and Farron. I'm just gonna send a message to York saying, "Hey, there's this weirdo at this cave. Um, looks like he's pretending to be a wizard, but I don't think he's really that dangerous. But if you guys can approach him and see what's up, I will cover you from up here, and I'll take out my longbow and knock an arrow, not aim it. It's just on the bow. I'm not aiming it at anyone. You know."
Right? And so, as all this is happening, York and Farron begin making their way towards you, and I'm going to roll a perception check for them. Because this might be something interesting. So, first off, we got York. York did not succeed at the perception check, and Farron.
Are they getting? I had a 23. Did they get trapped? Oh.
Okay, Farron manages to dodge out of the way just in time as York gets caught by a leg snare. And as this happens, and York is being yanked up into a tree as he is cursing and swearing, the strange wizard person at the mouth of the cave makes some sort of magical gesture, and suddenly, Zann, you feel a very odd sensation. And then you hear someone speaking as though right next to you and says, "I just want to talk."
Zann, with the arrow knocked on his longbow, aims it at Mr. Wizard Guy and says, "You can do that after you release York."
The wizard guy holds up his hands and says, "I didn't set that."
Okay, talk.
And he continues speaking and he says, "I'm just here to pass a message along from someone that you know, okay?
Okay.
And it would be easier if I could see you when I pass along the message, or else this
No,
will get a little complicated."
I don't think that'll be easier at all. I think it's a lot easier for you to just keep talking where you're at.
He shrugs and says, "Fine." And then he makes another magical gesture, and Zann, you see something shimmer into existence right in front of you. It is a eerily familiar figure, and it's all the more eerie because it appears to be standing in open air.
Wonderful.
And this figure looks to you and says in a rather formal, distant voice, "Zann,
Yeah, that's me.
you may remember when our empire hired you." And the rest of the and he seems to check a notebook that does not appear in the image. The CRT squad.
Why do you guys always put squad at the end? It's combat reconnaissance team. It doesn't. It's not a combat reconnaissance team squad. This is why you guys
He seems
suck.
to flip an invisible page and then says, "Ah, yes, combat reconnaissance team. Very well. And your members appear to consist of yourself, a halfling by the name of Pep, an orc man by the name of York, a human woman by the name of Farron, and Then, of course, the bugbear barbarian Zera. The other 3 of your squad were killed in action.
What's your point here?
He seems to set the clipboard down and he says, "We want to re-engage your services, of course."
Because last time that worked out so well, and I still haven't gotten my payment from you, you bastard.
Well, you did go missing in action before we could render payment.
Something about, being sent onto a beachhead with literal meteors falling from the sky. Go figure.
We did not anticipate this, of course. There have been errors, but we can see them be corrected.
You got a little dirt on your cheek, by the way. There's a little dirt there.
He immediately twitches like his hand jerks, and then he forces himself to maintain his formal posture. And he says, "We are being quite serious here. This is only something that we are going to offer once. After all, your squad is missing, but it is not yet marked as deserted."
We're mercenaries. We cannot desert, and you have not paid us. We are not part of your army. We choose whether we are hired or not.
The captain tilts his head and says, "No, but it was in the agreement that we had that you would be treated roughly as soldiers. And there are several clauses about what happens when you don't do the job that you were hired to do."
Well, we weren't paid to do the job we were hired to do, so
Which, again, is a logistics issue. And so everything can be resolved if you take the members of your squad and return to us. We will, however, need information about the lost regiment.
you see,
Oh,
what's up?
so that was just how badly does Zann want to screw over hundreds of people for money?
Eh,
Because it's just his job, you know.
it's like this guy didn't pay me before, and now he's like, "Hey, total, come back, dude! It's totally you got 3 of your guys killed." No, yeah, no, thanks. Come again. Actually, don't. Goodbye.
The captain gives a nod and says, "You mercenaries are always unreliable agents.
Ooh,
However, I will make this offer in good faith one more time. Come back to us, and everything will be as it was. Or else, we will take measures." And at this point, Zann gets a message from Terry.
Yeah, saying essentially that so this whole place is landscaped to keep you away from us.
Zann is responding mentally to Terry, so he's not saying things out loud because it's a message, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm in the middle of a conversation with an Empire scumbag. You mind showing up here? Just come north a bit. Or south a bit, I guess. We're turning
Oh,
around
that'll
now.
be fun for Terry to just walk in on, of course.
All right. The captain looks Zann up and down and says, "I believe I do not have your full attention, do I?"
Zann shoots an arrow at the wizard because he's really done talking to the captain and wants the captain to disappear. So he shoots the wizard, hoping that that'll make the concentration spell drop.
Okay. Zann, roll me an attack with disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Oh boy.
Someone was
Um,
ready for this.
that makes it disadvantage. They should make it normal. 15 to hit.
Okay, that is a miss,
It
barely.
would have
And
been
so
a nat 20.
the captain gives a sigh and says, "Then I suppose we must engage our fallback plan." And the captain seems to pick something up. And then Zann, make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. Natural 1,
Shouldn't have
baby.
tried to shoot him. You should have stalled so Terry could show up.
I just wanted the captain to go away.
All
You
right.
should have promised that you could actually have them talk to the regiment.
All right.
Nah.
So Zann, several things happen at once. First things first, the captain's image becomes significantly clearer, and you can actually see some of his surroundings as well as the things that he's holding. And one of the things that he's holding seems to be a clipboard, much like Terry's, and he has just pressed a rune on it. and you can also see parts of his office, his desk, even the little fireplace behind him. And the next thing that happens is Zann gets a massive pounding headache, and his arms feel like they are on fire.
Wonderful.
The third thing that happens is Zann is currently up in a tree,
Yes.
and it suddenly loses all sense of balance.
Do my
Oh God, grab onto
talons
something.
do my talons that are currently like lodged into the tree branch that I'm standing on, do they come loose or are they still tight?
This is a question that we will answer with a roll. All right, so
Great.
Zann, you may roll me in athletics or acrobatics.
Being the Boyd that I am, I'm going to do acrobatics. 19.
All right, Zann, you managed to keep a hold of the branch and stay up in the tree. However, you are now upside down in that tree. Your head is killing you, and again, your hands feel like they are on fire.
Wonderful. Am I able to flap my wings and steady myself a bit?
You will be able to, but here's the thing. First things first, you must roll initiative.
Oh boy. Just me rolling initiative?
Just you for now.
Oh, I didn't
Come
click on that
on,
guy.
Zann.
Come on, 8.
Okay, 8 is
Come on,
just
Zan. That's a +5, by the way, guys.
all right. It looks like the enemy wizard is going first.
That was a +5.
All right, one moment, please. Turn
Uh,
order.
my
We
rolling
have
is going great so far.
okay. As soon as I figure out, there we go. We have 8 for initiative, and this guy has 16. So, strangely, Zann, even as you flop upside down, the image of the captain seems to keep pace with you, so that it's still in front of you, and most of your vision is still taken up by this odd room that is the captain's office.
You still got that dirt speck on the right side, on your right cheek. It's still there. It's really bothering me. Can you get rid of that?
The captain just looks at your image and says, "We'll see how long that continues. I'll be making notes." And now it is time for the enemy wizard to try and rush over. He does have a speed of 30 feet. Okay, so he can get over here. And then let's see what we got here. That's a range of 10 feet, won't be able to hit you, but he does still have Firebolt. So he's going to go ahead and roll that. All right. That is 1d20 plus 9. Jeez. 14 versus Zann's AC. I take it that's
Miss.
very much a miss.
Miss.
Zann is just flapping around.
All right, Zann. It is your turn. Your vision is still occluded by this image of the captain. You are upside down in a tree, and someone is shooting fire at you.
I hate this. This is
What do
not
you do?
fun. Zan flaps his wings and releases his grip on the branch to get down to ground level and wants to close the distance with Mr. Wizard.
Okay, roll me an acrobatics check in order to land gracefully.
I think it was gracefully. I just said land, but 27.
Okay, you manage to land gracefully, and you close into melee range with the wizard.
Okay. I am going to swing my sword at his face.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
17 to hit.
That is a miss.
Oh, I thought I almost hit him with a 15 earlier. Okay.
All right,
That's
so that was a move action and a standard action. Wait, you
I
do
get
get two attacks with your standard action.
I
So
get yes, I get 2 attacks. I'm gonna go with another. Actually, this one's gonna be a Talon Strike.
okay,
Because I want to
consider his
get
AC is 18.
wonderful 10.
That is also a miss.
Zann continues to flop around like a fish.
I figured as much. I'm going to do bonus action flurry of blows. Let me make
Okay.
sure that I am reading this right. Hang tight. I think I get 2 attacks with my bonus action. for 1 key point, I believe. Flurry blows. Even immediately after you take the attack action, you could spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. Yes. Okay. Bonus action, 2 unarmed strikes. Here we go.
Okay.
Totally gonna hit. Totally gonna hit one of these. Yep. Ha! Nat 20. Get wrecked.
Okay. You do a
That's-
good amount of damage with that nat 20.
14 damage and stunning strike. So I'm spending a key point. He has to roll a Constitution saving throw or be stunned. He has to beat my DC of what's my DC?
You did not beat your DC.
Great. I need to figure out what my DC is though, because I don't. It's proficiency plus my wisdom, which is 4 plus 3, 17. So
Okay.
Don't forget to punch him again.
yeah, I'm gonna punch him again. But he's stunned, which means this next punch gets advantage.
Okay.
So super punch. 16. I miss.
You missed indeed. And then, Zann, make another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I'm really great at those. I'm super great at those guys. Hey, Terry. Oh,
Hey,
not
no
20.
way.
Hey, finally.
Okay,
Alright.
so Zann, as you use your key point in order to smack this guy, suddenly your hands start to burn worse. And you're keeping a lid on it, you're keeping your focus, and you're not like getting involved in this strange telepresence spell that the captain has, which is starting to occlude your vision. But it is getting very, very hard to ignore that pain. In the meantime, we are going to zoop over to some other folks around here. It is time for York and Farn to roll their initiative, because they are going to try and come and help.
York's gonna be very helpful upside down in that tree.
Well, that's the thing that Farn's going to try and take care of.
Dude, all my attack rolls have been sub 10.
All right, so this is Farn. Oh, there's probably just an initiative button that I could press, so why don't I just do that?
There is an initiative button you can press.
Okay, so that's Farn, and then we have York. All right, and Terry.
Yes.
So, you sent a message to Zann about this being a trap, and then almost immediately after, Zann said that he was talking to someone and then went radio silent. What do you do?
He's gonna try going ahead without getting spotted, so stealth, while
Okay.
sending a message specifically to Pep and Zara.
Okay,
So, do we need more rolls for initiative?
not yet. I'm going to see if Terry gets a good roll.
I believe Terry moves at like a max of 30 because he doesn't have any extra speed boosts.
You should get some wings.
Yeah, just go to the corner store, get them.
Just buy some
So,
wings.
is Terry supposed to be rolling initiative?
He's supposed to be rolling stealth. He hasn't yet.
Ah,
I thought I was waiting on a thing because you didn't say to actually roll it. A
Nerd.
nat 20.
All right, just for a Hail Mary, I'm going to give this guy a perception check. He is not good at perception. All right, Terry, I will allow you to move up to 60 feet, and then I will add you to the initiative tracker.
He's gonna hide in a tree and he's taking Toad. Is Toad carryable?
Toad is carryable,
Alright, taking Toad.
and of course your safety helmet.
Of course.
All right.
Hiding in the bushes. Hey, what does Terry see?
Terry sees Zann apparently trying to have a fist fight with some sort of wizard. The wizard appears to be stunned momentarily, but there is every side that the wizard is not afraid.
Terry does not see the hologram?
He does not see the hologram.
Hmm. Okay.
So are you on the initiative?
Yeah, Terry got to roll initiative.
Select Terry, not his hard hat.
Make sure the hard hat rolls initiative too.
Okay. And so you did send a message to Pep, so I will roll for Pep as well. Pep and Zara. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of people. All right. So Zara first, then Pep. How do people with high modifiers keep getting low rolls?
That's us.
Dice gods are angry.
I know, right? All right. And optionally, if Shoggy would like to, Ert may roll initiative as well. Although Ert might not act on his initiative.
Hmm.
It depends on whether Ert is being a piss goblin.
Ert goes last, so I think he gets the message.
Okay. So we got a whole bunch of people on this turn tracker. First up is Zara. Zara
So
goes
Ert has dug a tunnel, by the way.
Yes, as you do.
Like a 15-foot tunnel diagonally downwards towards the source of the rune magic.
Yes, the perceived source.
Yes.
And as for Zara, she is going to go with her barbarian speed. She is going to go 40 feet as one action, and then she's got to cross the river. She doesn't have a good entryway on this part, so she's going to make an athletics check in order to not get slowed down. 16. She manages to leap the river. And she gets all the way up to this tree over here. And she sees Zann fighting someone. Next up is the wizard. The wizard is stunned. And stunned sucks. So, yeah, he can't do shit for one turn. Strangely, he doesn't seem to be too upset about this, though he does note, angry bugbear approaching. Farn gets her turn. She's over here with York, and she is going to try her best to just cut the knot, as it were. As in, she's literally going to send her rune blade up to cut through the rope holding York. This might be an idea that hurts York, but she figures that time is of the essence.
It's York's fault for getting stuck in the trap anyway.
She does not manage to cut the rope. However, she does throw York a dagger, and she's going to use her second action in order to move closer.
Should just cut the tree down.
Right?
I mean, when you have an enchanted sword.
Just take 4 turns to chop the tree down. It's chill.
No, enchanted sword, just cut it.
That's not quite how an enchanted sword works.
Pep is going to scream at Ert, saying that if he doesn't get out of his hole and help, then she's going to personally cave him in and starve off all of his air. And then she is going to run in order to help.
Oh, that's my girl. There we go.
Pep is going to roll acrobatics in order to jump over the river. using
Don't
the river
you
stones.
dare fall into the water.
Why is she not proficient in acrobatics?
Terry's-
Oh my. She got a nat 1 and a nat 20, but it's only the nat 1 count.
And Pep
Right.
face plants into the river.
She makes a good roll to grab a rock.
It's true.
Oh boy.
So
So-
for Terry's thing is he's thinking of staying completely hidden because there's got to be a reason why they wanted Zann alone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you want to do ranged bardic support from up there while you're hidden, or do you want to just pass your turn?
Let's see.
I mean, after all, someone only needs to perceive your performance in order to get benefits from it.
Where the heck did my ruler go?
I have a really high passive perception.
There it is.
Zann is 55 feet from you, and the wizard is 60.
Yeah. So let's see. Hmm.
Do you have anything that could help Zann with his mental checks?
Do you have the aspirin spell? The headache?
Shoot, I have to touch for that one to go through. I do have lesser restoration, but I'd have to touch.
Well, remember, Terry, you are still a bard, and you are still in message contact with Zann.
That
Does
doesn't
that count as touch?
that doesn't count as
Oh.
touch, does it?
Well, no, I'm not saying it's touch. I'm saying that if you wanted to do something like give Zann bardic inspiration.
That I can do. So I can give you one of my bardic inspirations.
Okay.
Is
Zann
that a
gets bardic inspo.
D8? Is that right?
D6.
D6.
No, it's a D8 now. You're at
Oh,
fifth
it's a
level.
D8? Ah, right. Yeah. It upgraded to D8.
Trying to shortchange me on your inspiration die? Jeez Louise. Call these people teammates. Just the worst.
I know, right?
How far away is that wizard again? 60?
60 feet.
And does he have any metal?
He does not appear to have any metal except maybe his wand.
I want to try using heat metal on the metal wand.
Okay, go ahead and post that heat metal.
Anyone in contact with it will take 2d8 fire damage.
All right, and it must succeed a Constitution saving throw to drop it if it can. All right, so he has +2 con.
Can I go ahead and roll that 2d8?
Yep, go ahead and roll that 2d8.
11. And I'm going to try and figure out how to get that roll in. There it is, I think.
Yeah, you can add it to the spell lists thing.
So what
Yeah,
happens?
11 damage.
So he drops his wand,
Wait,
cursing and spitting.
if he fails it,
Oh, he doesn't actually drop his wand.
he must succeed a Constitution saving throw or drop it if he can. So he does drop it.
Okay, so he does drop it, but he also takes the damage. So, worst of both worlds.
Yes.
I'm okay with this. Zann approves this message.
All right. So, you still have one action remaining, Terry. Do you want to try and get closer?
A little bit of stealth here and there. We'll try to move into the next tree, closer to where Pep is, to try and help her out.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's another stealth roll.
Yep.
14.
And you are still hidden. Now it is time for Zann. Zann, your vision is slowly being overcome by this image of the captain in his office, but you can still see this wizard, and you can still be pissed off about him. But
All right.
something tells you using your key powers is a bad idea right now.
Wonderful. Well, at the very least, I could still beat the tar out of this guy, or at least try to. It's the end of my turn, or it's the start of my turn, so now the guy is no longer stunned,
Correct.
so I don't get advantage on my hits. I'm gonna take a 5-foot step that way, like up, so that potentially Farron or Zara can get a flanking position, and
Okay.
and go from there. And then I'm going to swing my sword at the man.
All right, roll it.
16 to hit is miss, right?
Yep.
Next
AC of 18.
swing. I get +8 to all my rolls, and so I'm just like rolling lower than average with so many attack rolls. Another swing, 20. Okay, I hit.
12 damage.
That was my first action, was 2 attacks with the longsword. I'm gonna just do 2 more with my next attack action, and then 1 martial arts since I can't do my key without hurting.
Okay.
That's a miss. And another. I'm rolling so bad.
And
I
now
just,
make another Constitution saving throw.
even though I didn't use key. Interesting.
Correct.
Okay. I'm now sad. I rolled a 7.
Do you want to use your inspiration on this?
Sure. I don't think it's gonna help, but /R1d8. Oh, I got an 8, so it's 15 total. Maybe that does help.
All right. Zann, you focus hard, and the image of the captain seems to waver a bit. The captain tilts his head and says, "Interesting. Well, it seems that things are heating up a little bit. I suppose we can move up the schedule." That is all for now. Zann's turn is over. It is over to York.
I don't get to do my
And
bonus
York,
action.
second.
I don't get my bonus action.
You can do your bonus action, but your bonus action is like use a key point to do flurry of blows, right?
Or to just if I don't want, so flurry of blows if I want 2 attacks, but if I don't want to use any key points, I get 1 attack, right? So
Fair
flurry of
enough.
blows just makes my bonus action double,
Ah,
essentially.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I got that
So-
wrong.
18 to hit, so that hits, right? Or does it
Roll again.
reroll? Reroll. Okay. Oh my gosh, dude!
All right. Now we're over to York.
Does
York
it
is
matter
currently
if I
in-
attack?
The fact that this wizard is alive is amazing.
Well,
I
the
know,
fact
right?
that if I roll average, I hit him. So 10 or higher is a hit, right? And so I'm consistently rolling below 10 on a 20-sided die. like 6 times in a row.
All right. York finally gets himself free of the tree and thumps down to the ground, but his turn is over. Next we go over to Urt. Urt, You have been threatened with being sealed underground forever.
Expeditious retreat.
Okay? That's a bonus action, right?
I'm double checking.
I believe it is, yes.
Yep, bonus action.
Okay. So now you are Zoomy Man.
Okay, so I go fast.
All right. Where do you go?
Okay, so what's my range on a dash action?
It's just your movement speed.
I forget. I have 25 speed, so how far can I move?
All right. Oh, actually, dash is double your speed, so that's 50 feet.
Okay, so let's do one move to the edge of the water.
Hold on. When you take the dash action, you gain extra movement for the current turn. This increase equals your speed after applying any modifiers. So, okay, it just says when you take a dash action, you just add your speed to your movement speed again. So if you normally go 25 feet, now you can go 50. And if you can add your dash twice, then you go 75.
Okay, so let's do a combination of dash and shape water.
Okay. I will have you roll an arcane in order to get through the river without impediment.
16.
And here's the question. Do you specifically take a route that will allow you to save Pep from falling in the river?
Yes.
Okay. Good boy.
He
You
knows
have
what'll happen.
life today. All right, so you can get up to just behind Zera if you're moving at full speed.
There I am.
Okay. So that is your entire turn. It is now Zera's turn. Zera looks at the situation with Zann and Detard, this wonderful wizard, and she is going to move into a flanking position in order to do a bonk. As she gets closer, though, she has to make a Constitution saving throw, but she gets advantage for some reason. That will become obvious later. She does not succeed, even though she has advantage, and she's a fucking barbarian because the dice are fucking spicy today. However, she is still in position. She is still going to activate her rage, and she is still going to use her glaive.
She gets advantage.
She would normally get advantage. Now she just doesn't have
Nope.
anything.
Flanking. What?
Yeah,
She
but
would
she's
normally
under
get
a
advantage for
disadvantage
flanking, but she
effect.
pull up the con save.
Oh, okay, my bad.
However, she did still manage to land a hit on him. All right. Next up is our wonderful wizard companion. Our wonderful wizard companion says some magic words, and now Farron, Pep, Zera, and York all need to make con saves again.
My name wasn't in there, was it?
Your name is definitely in there.
Okay. It's a Constitution save?
Yep.
Do you still have your bardic inspiration?
I
Nope,
used
you
it
have
already, but I got a 20, so I'm fine.
Ah, good.
Okay, Farron con save. She gets a 12. She is going to be rather hampered by this. Zera, she needs to make her save next. Oops.
Dude, the dice do not like us today.
I know, right? So Zera is also going to be hampered. Right. Next up is Pep. See what she gets. Constitution saving throw.
Huh.
Pep actually succeeds with flying colors. Good for her.
With 4?
She gets they have advantage.
Why?
You will find out why.
Okay.
Okay, and last up is York. And York flubs it. Jesus Christ, what the hell is up with all this? Pep is the savior, clearly.
Yep.
So that was a swift action. Now this guy is going to take a 5-foot step backwards. He's stepping into the image of the captain, which is very strange.
He doesn't need to take the time to pick up that wand if he needs it.
Yeah.
He is not picking it up. It
Oh.
is still glowing red hot. He does not trust it.
So can he cast without a wand?
Yes, he can. And he is going to cast a spell, and that spell is Poison Spray. So, say hello again to the world of Constitution saving throws, Zann.
In like 5 levels, I'll be immune to this. I got a 12.
Okay, you failed. And Zara here is going to roll her saving throw in just a moment. For some reason, I keep closing these sheets. She does not get advantage on this one. Jesus Christ, what are these fucking dice?
They're bad. That's a +5. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Oh wait, do I get? This is an AOE, right?
this is an AoE.
I get to use evasion to halve that damage. If I succeeded in my saving throw, I would have
Negated it completely.
negated it completely.
Okay, so you get to have that damage, but even so, you are having an exceptionally bad day. And guess what? That was only one of his actions.
He already cast the thing on all of us with the con save, right?
That was a swift action,
Wonderful.
bonus action, whatever. And next, he is going to use Shocking Grasp in order to try and zap Zara. Speaking of which,
Zap Zara. Zara zap.
all right. So this is melee spell attack. All right. So that's 22 against her AC. That should be a hit.
Yes.
Yeah. She is 16 AC. She is not doing good at this. Oh boy. 8. 11 damage, so she's not down yet. All right, that is his turn. And he is looking at Zann defiantly, and he asks, "How's your head treating you, bud?"
Zann does not respond and just gets, with words at least, just gets ready to punch him again.
Bairn zooms into a flanking position, and she is going to try and attack. See what she gets. You know what? I might have her roll a smite on this one because fuck this guy.
Only if she hits. She can do it reflexively. She doesn't have to. She can wait until she sees if she hits before she puts a smite in it.
Okay, so she is hampered. So even though she's flanking, she still doesn't get advantage or disadvantage. 15, that is a biff. However, she is not yet level 5, so she doesn't get a second attack.
Womp womp.
Wah.
All right, now it is time for Pep. Pep is going to move on up into the bushes over here. And she, see if she has, no, she's going to have a better time just attacking with her crossbow. All right, so that's an attack from her.
She gets advantage, and she missed anyway. These dice suck. That's a 4 and a 3. What the heck?
Christ, this is awful.
Yeah.
Terry, it is time for you to do your thing. Jesus Christ, this battle is not going well.
The dice hate us. Just by the way, he got 2 12s on his 4d12. He got 2 12s.
Gonna have to try and move for this one. So is that close enough? Yes. So let me roll my stealth.
And Toad bringing up the rear.
14.
Okay. You have been spotted.
All right.
You probably shouldn't have worn the bright orange hat.
All right.
It's that high vis vest. You got too close.
All right. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw. He rolls with +6. And he succeeds.
Damn it.
All right. So that is Terry's turn. However, Toad does want to offer, Dad, can I shoot?
Terry thinks for a minute and then says yes.
And Toad fires off an Eldritch Blast.
And advantage. He gets advantage. Well, he hits anyway, so.
Okay, and 1 second. Eldritch Blast. What is your damage? It is 1d10 force damage. Toad contributed.
Toad contributed.
All right, Zann. Your head is absolutely murdering you. Your vision is swimming, and you even feel off balance. Like, you feel as though you are vulnerable.
Oh, wonderful.
You have lost your dexterity bonus to AC.
Wonderful.
Sorry, not dexterity, your wisdom bonus to AC.
My wisdom bonus to AC. Okay, that's less of a pain by 1 whole point.
Yes.
Still sucks. I'm gonna 5-foot step closer to what's his bucket. I succeeded on the con save, so I should get advantage with the flank. Yeah.
You rolled a 12 last time I
I rolled
checked.
a 20 last time. The 12 was on the poison spray.
Oh, okay. Then yes. You are
Okay.
not hampered. You do get advantage.
Wonderful. That might actually let me hit a couple of hit times. I'm just gonna go in full longsword swinging, since I can't use my key points without having a headache. We're just gonna do 4 longswords and 1 martial art. One unarmed.
Roll them all.
Here we go. 19 to hit for 8 damage.
Hit registered.
Okay. 21 to hit for 12.
Hit registered.
25 for 6.
Hit registered.
I like the advantage a lot more. It makes me happy.
Yes.
25 for 10.
Hit registered. He is looking pretty ragged now.
And last but not least, a miss. So definitely the least. Last and definitely least, I missed.
Okay. Next up is York, who is feeling rather useless this whole thing. He spends an action to get up, and then he is going to make his best effort to come and help. He does not get as far as he would like.
York, what are you doing?
Wait. Oh, wait, no, you'd have to have 2 actions to do a run action, huh?
Yep. So he had to use 1 action to get up. Next up is Urt. Urt.
I thought getting up was half your movement speed.
Yeah, standing up is half movement.
Oh, well, in that
So
case,
he
can
could
move
do
15
another
more.
15 feet.
All right, Urt time.
Okay.
Kill the wizard.
I could just shoot him.
Kill the wizard.
You know, are you going to give me any penalties for a shot with this crowd of the line of sight?
Nope.
Well then.
I am very generous.
Okay, how am I going to factor in the extra bonus for my wand?
You just roll a d8 afterwards.
There we go. That works for me. Hey, guess who's got a level 2 spell?
Who?
Is it Terry?
It's Urt.
Oh, dang.
How do I target him?
Well, you just cast the spell, and then we'll see what he gets on his saving throw. Oh. Well, first of all, you have to check some boxes.
Yeah, you gotta check the box.
1 second.
You gotta...
Okay, 5 fire damage. Woo.
Jesus Christ. Okay. It is also an attack roll. So
Oh,
hold
sorry,
on.
I didn't include that. Does that mean I get to reroll?
No, it means that I'm going to have you roll 1d20 plus it's your intelligence plus your proficiency. So 1d20 plus 7.
22 to hit.
Okay, that is definitely a hit. So 5
Okay.
whole fire damage
No, my plus 8.
plus 1d8.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'll take it.
So Urt does 13. 12, my bad.
12, yeah.
He's still up?
He is still up.
Hit him again.
Yeah, that was
Cantrip.
just 1 action, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, fuck it. I mean, if I have it prepared, no reason I can't cast it multiple times.
Is it 1 spell per turn, though?
It is 1 spell per depending on what kind of action it is. Usually
Okay.
casting a spell is a standard action.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been a standard action. I'll just firebolt him.
Okay. You still have an action and a bonus action, right? So.
Yeah, still 1 action and a bonus action.
Okay,
That is a
so
vicious
10 to hit, so fail.
Yep.
Yeah. Par for the course today.
Okay, and bonus action.
I don't know if you have anything you can do with your bonus action.
Considering his slime is dead, that used to be his bonus action.
Yeah, you're
Did you
gonna have
make
to make Canny 2.0.
Yep. Well, that's what happened. That's what will happen to this. Okay, I used my bonus action to turn on my personal soul crystal.
Okay.
This guy ain't going nowhere.
Oh, to like suck him up afterwards?
Yep, he looks juicy. Okay,
Okay. Next
Your
up
diary.
is Zara.
Urt just
And
called an
Zara-
old man juicy.
Zara is here in order to do some damage.
Kill it, Zara. If
She
only you didn't
does
roll so
8
low on the
damage
damage
with
die.
her rage added in.
I have
Okay.
seen so many low rolls this game.
Yeah.
That red border has been there a lot.
Yeah.
That is her second attack.
That misses.
Wasn't quite there. All right, this guy is not looking too hot. He's almost down, but he's going to try one last Hail Mary before he's hacked to pieces.
Wonderful.
All right, so he is going to try, against all logic and reason, to grab Zann.
Okay.
And he completely fucking flubs it unless you flub it harder. Roll me acrobatics or athletics.
Acrobatics, faux show. 14, which is
All
really
right,
low
so
for
you are
me.
not
But
grabbed. He takes a 5-foot step. And then he is going to try a shocking grasp on Zann. See if he can make some fried chicken. I believe that is a hit when Zann does not have his wisdom bonus to AC.
But I have a reaction and I use shields, and so my AC is 20. So get wrecked.
Okay, so he fails to hit you, and the captain just grimaces and says, "Really, I thought this was going to be a more profitable arrangement." And the wizard screams, "I'm trying my best! They're swarming me!" And the captain just looks to him and says, "Then you should have arranged the traps better." Next up is Farron. Farron is not taking any shit. She takes a 5-foot step, and she is going to do some slashing.
Kill it! Kill it!
Kill it.
All right. She is still hampered, but she is going to try an attack.
She's still hammered.
Nope.
Oh, close.
God damn it, Farron. We trusted you.
Nobody's rolling well today.
Next up is Pep. And Pep, seeing the situation, is just going to try one last volley of crossbow bolts.
Get
Because it
advantage
doesn't
on
look like
these.
he has all that much more to him.
Please kill it. We've missed so much. Okay, thank you.
All right, and he takes
Holy
16
crap.
damage, and he's down.
Oh my gosh, that only took forever.
All right. Notably, as he goes down, Zann, you do not feel better after he goes down. Your hands, in particular, are still killing you.
Is the captain still there?
The captain is still there, and
I
he's
flip-
just watching you calmly and dispassionately.
I
Does he
flip him
still have
off.
the thing on his face?
Yeah, does he still have the dirt on his face?
Yes, he clearly does, because he never took the bait. Terry, it seems that the threat is down, but everyone in the CRT seems to be having a bad time, except possibly Pep, and especially Zann.
Harry, just hit him again just to make sure. Zann says as his hands are burning and his head is hurting. He's kind of wobbling a little bit. And Zara's kind of like just burning with the poison spray.
Yeah,
Can I see the hologram at this point?
Terry, you cannot see the hologram. However, you can see a strange magical signature coming from Zann.
Hmm.
Can the CRT see the hologram or just me?
Just Zann.
Okay. You also see Zann flipping off nothing, it seems. my middle finger is going towards nothing.
Let's see here.
Do you have any D-magic abilities?
I don't think Lesser Restoration works on this. I think it's a Greater Restoration thing.
I just want to point out that Pep would not have taken down the wizard unless Toad had fired the Eldritch Blast.
Yay.
So really, the hero here is Toad.
Hmm. Items. Let's see. Will this help me?
You know, when in doubt, bardic inspiration.
Well, yeah, he's gonna give a bardic inspiration, but that's a bonus. That's a bonus action. But do I want to use it instead for Cloak of Many Fashions? Because that lets me change like the color and style of everything I'm wearing. Use the hard hat to like cover my face. and then run in to try and drag Zann away.
Urt can drag Zann away.
Are you trying to avoid getting magical cooties?
Terry is trying to figure out how he can get Zann away from whatever's causing the problem. But it sounds like because Zann was meant to be alone, he really shouldn't be recognized.
I leave it up to you, Terry.
Urt feels that initiative should have stopped.
Not quite yet.
Well, we all know the point of this initiative is to make Urt not be allowed to move freely.
I know, right? Well, that's just because Urt has abused his abilities to walk freely.
Yes.
Can I use Minor Illusion to mess with the magic? Or actually, no, Sacred Flame to mess with the magic spot.
Okay, Terry. You may use Sacred Flame. Zann will have to make a saving throw against it. However, in doing so, you might have an interesting effect.
Yeah, he's using it against the magic spot, not against Zann. But Zann, you do have your inspiration die.
All right, Zann. One person. Zann, this is going to be a dexterity saving throw, and you do have your inspiration.
Wait, I'm done.
Yes,
I
you are
don't.
going to have to roll for this. I am not exempting you, even though Terry tried to.
Sacred
This is
Flame
not
is.
Terry's fault.
It's not an AoE. Okay. It's a one target spell. I don't have inspiration, by the way. I'm just gonna do the dexterity because I
Yes,
used it
you do.
already.
Terry
I
gave
used
it to you.
just now.
Yes.
Yep, as a bonus action.
Yeah.
Roll a d8.
I got a 12.
Okay,
What
so you're
smells
gonna
like
take
burnt
2d8.
feathers?
Yeah, you take 2d8 damage.
2d8?
So,
Yeah,
again?
no, 1d8.
It's
It's
not
not
fifth
higher
No,
level.
it's 2d8.
Oh, when you reach 5th.
Yeah, it's not an elevated
Oh,
spell, it's a cantrip.
Roger.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, Zann.
I'm alive.
All right,
Our
Zann.
terrible rolling saves the day.
Yeah.
All right, Zann, you take the damage. And as this happens, you notice your headache abate a little bit, and then you look down, Zann, and you may go ahead and roll me an insight or a perception check. I bet I know which one you'll pick.
Actually, both have the same modifier to them. So just because you sounded like you thought I was gonna roll perception, I'm gonna roll insight. So there. 26 insight, punk.
All right, Zann, you have a sudden thing flash up in your memory, which was shaking hands with the captain, and how he refused to shake your hands unless he was wearing gloves. And your hands are killing you. And there's something in your hands
What is in my hands?
you don't know, you can't see.
Oh, you mean inside my hands, not on my not like in my palm, but like physically inside my
Inside
hands?
your hands.
Wonderful.
Quick,
There's bugs in your skin.
we need to amputate.
So, but I felt a little better when she hit the wizard, right?
When you use Sacred Flame on you specifically to try and free you from the effect, your mind cleared a little bit. Your headache receded.
So, okay. With the 26 insight, do I get a feeling that it's just damage in general or a specific kind of damage?
You're not entirely sure yet, but what you do know is that what Terry is trying to do is helping to some extent.
Okay. You hit me with holy damage, radiant damage. I don't have any of that. And
Well,
using the sorry, what?
I do want to point out, Terry still does have one more action if Terry wants to do
Yes.
something else.
I am thinking I need to make Toad my familiar so I can use him to touch people to cast spells.
Just give him a drip, like a drop of your blood. Seal the pact.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Toad can try to help. He does have the powers of a Warlock Pact at level 1.
So, do I have any of the radiant runes with me?
Let's see. I say Toad is his own person, so I'm not going to directly say what he does, but Terry will suggest that Toad should go help protect Zann.
Okay. Toad will do that. Do you have any further ideas, or do you want to pass on your turn to someone else? And as for Urt, I don't believe you have Sacred Flame available to Artificers.
Yeah,
I
it's usually
think
cleric paladin.
Well, my question is, how many cantrip runes do we have? Like, do we have Terry's cantrips inscribed on runes?
I don't think you would. Not in this case. So I'm
Okay.
not going to give you that out.
I think I'll use my last action as a prepared action. Using
Okay.
it's gonna be Sacred Flame. And just in case it's something that'll actually help.
Okay, Zann. It is now your turn. When Terry casted Sacred Flame, the image of the captain flickered back to something that you can start ignoring again. And what's more, you are now aware that there is something that has been done to your hands.
Okay. Is this wizard still alive at my feet?
Technically.
Technically, I stabbed the wizard really fast.
Okay, he is now dead.
Okay, that's an action. And then I move over to Terry. I walk over to Terry. I hold up my hands. I say, "Hit him."
Terry, do you oblige?
If he's gonna do that, I would want to use a different spell.
I hit him with the sacred flame.
I mean, he has lesser restoration.
Hit him with the sacred flame.
Okay.
I can take it. I'm a strong bird.
All right, then.
Caw.
Roll me another fucking dexterity saving throw against that Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Oh, you also got to update the damage for that Radiant.
Yeah.
I got a nat 20, so it does half damage.
Yeah, so don't even worry about the damage. Nat 20 means it's canceled.
Yep.
Does it?
Yes, it does. Because it's a cantrip. If you succeed against a cantrip, it doesn't do anything.
So here's the question then. Does not taking the damage mean it still has effect?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's
Zann.
just double that radiant damage for now. So if it does affect anything, it's going to be 12.
All right, so Zann. Terry casts Sacred Flame. Zann and specifically Urt, you hear a strange noise, a screeching, a howling that you don't hear with your ears. And I'm going to go straight over to Urt. Urt, that motherfucker! Here's a bit of interesting trivia that Urt brought up once. Do you know how soul crystals are grown?
Yeah.
You pump a bunch of soul into them. So, what happens when you grind up soul crystals and then put them on someone's skin or even inside someone's skin?
Urt has to see this in action. Let's go.
All right.
Gimme.
Ah, I see. Zann was growing crystals.
So Zann, Urt charges on up to you just as you're starting to feel better, just as your head is starting to clear. Urt demands to see your hands. Do you let him?
Like he's trying to grab them?
Yep. Urt's just reaching up and says, gimme.
Zann flies up into the air away from Earth.
The time has come.
You're gonna burn a spell slot casting levitate or fly or some shit on yourself.
Oh no.
Let me make sure it's set up right.
Oh no.
Get back here, you feathery bastard.
That goes straight vertical, right? It doesn't go horizontal at all.
Yep.
Up to 20 feet. Zann flies 60 feet straight up in the air. You can't get any higher than 20 feet.
Urt is just standing in the air. You know, he's activated his rod, and he's gonna start doing pull-ups and try to get a little higher each time.
God.
Oh boy. If you had two immovable rods, what you could do is you could stand on the one that's immovable, then set up another one above your head, and then climb onto that one, and then grab the one below, and just keep
Wait.
alternating like that, like a ladder.
Okay. This obviously isn't working. I'm gonna take my crystal right here. Just a crystal. Just a crystal, Zann. You see, bird? Crystal. And I'm gonna yeet it at him.
Why is he okay? You're throwing a crystal at me.
Yep, it's the one with the wizard soul in it.
Oh.
What do you
Okay.
do?
Am I supposed to catch that?
Urt says so.
Urt says catch this. I don't really want to.
You don't have to.
I'm not. I'm gonna ask him why as he throws it.
Ert's theory, I have no idea how he'd explain this, is that the crystal should pull out the little crystals.
Okay, with the idea now that there are little crystals in his hand because didn't bother to tell him before he charged after him, Zann will attempt to catch the crystal.
Okay, that is going to be a sleight of hand or a dexterity saving throw.
I think I'm better at dexterity saving, but let me double check.
And you got +8 dex saves.
Yeah. 15.
Okay, you catch the crystal. Zann, make me another Constitution saving throw.
Crystal gets absorbed into my hands. 16.
Okay, so Zann, as you fly up into the air, throws the crystal, and you feel a remarkably odd, painful sensation. And when you shift your hands around a little bit, you notice that there are smears of blood on the crystal and tiny new fragments that weren't there before. And the image of the captain vanishes.
Wonderful. Zan's just sitting here thinking to himself, oh my gosh, was right about something.
And Ert is just thinking to himself, why do we need message earrings?
Oh no.
Oh boy.
You're gonna give that back? Because that's a lot of soul.
Is it a lot of soul?
Baron York and Zara are approaching, and Pep calls up, Zann, are you doing all right?
I'm fine. I'll fly back down. Had some crystal crap in my hand. Note to self, don't shake hands with anybody, ever.
Farron, Zara, and York are all looking a little bit under the weather, and Zara says, the hell was that?
Ert's gonna start waving the crystal over all of them and just see if little fragments fly out.
Did Zann give the crystal back?
Oh, yeah, give it.
Oh, fine.
All right. So, Ert, do you go and do a medical sweep?
Yep, and I make the little noise from Star Trek.
Okay, so, Ert, as you approach, now Ert suddenly sees an image, and it is, in fact, the captain. And the captain says, Mr. Boat Murderer?
Ert just looks at him and goes, what's the bandwidth on this thing?
The captain looks Ert up and down and says, that can be negotiated for. We are currently conducting experiments, and we would like to have your help with them.
Ert's just looking really hard at him.
Zann realizes that Ert is talking to the captain and takes the crystal back.
Hey!
Do I have to roll for that?
Zann, you take the crystal back. Now you see the captain. The captain is just, of course. Can you put him back on the line, please? He's more reasonable.
Ert just looks at him and goes, yes.
Ert can't hear the captain.
Oh, no, you can't.
Good point.
Zann flips off the captain as he asks this, and then does what Ert was going to do, and just goes around to all the CRT folks and sees if anything happens.
Can Terry ask Zann what's going on?
As Zann is going around to all the CRT folks, he's like, he tells them, "Hey," he tells Terry, "Yeah, this jackass here put some crystals in my hands, and he's using it to monitor me and hurt me, and also them. And so we're getting rid of the crystals. And after I get them out of their hands, I'm gonna smash this. Don't tell Ert."
No.
Terry just
Idea.
who is on the other side?
Some Empire douchebag. I don't know his name. He never told me.
I mean, if you could still talk to him, ask his name.
He didn't tell me his name when I asked him back when he hired me. I doubt he'll do it now after I killed his little wizard buddy.
It never hurts to ask.
Hey, jackass, what's your name?
The man looks to you and says, are you willing to work with us again?
No.
Then I do not see the reason to reveal this information.
He's being a jackass about it.
Terry
Ert says he has a solution
Terry
for
opens
that.
up his clipboard and goes, what does he look like?
Zann describes him in detail, especially about the OCD.
The captain gives a grimace. punches a rune on his clipboard and vanishes.
Oh, I still know what he looks like. I keep
Zan
describing
still
him in
does know
detail.
what he looks like.
Yeah, in detail, especially about the whole like hates dirt thing and has to wear special gloves and yada yada.
So
All
what
right.
does Terry need to roll?
This is going to be a history check.
Does
Meanwhile, Farron,
Ert?
York, and Zara are all crowded around Ert, and they all have, do not fuck with this expressions on their faces.
Question. Does Zan want to give Terry assistance?
Yes, I'm giving assistance for sure
Okay.
by describing so goodly.
20.
All right. Terry knows this man. His name is Captain Horland, and he is, in fact, in charge of the Empire's outreach programs. Terry would also know, with a little bit of extra, digging, this guy was basically head of a lot of the political offices. He, at a couple of times, gave orders to Terry's division, and he is known for being detached, ruthless, and curious, and also for absolutely hating being touched.
Terry thinks he could use this to his advantage.
Zan approves this message.
Meanwhile, what chaotic goblin grumbling are you doing?
Ert wanted to shove the dead wizard's soul through the connection.
Terry's gonna ask Zan politely if he could have the crystal, because he thinks he can use this to his advantage.
Zan happily gives Terry the crystal.
But there would have been a ghost wizard right on top of the smug guy's face. It would have been great.
All right, Terry, you are now holding the crystal. What do you do?
You should have explained that before talking to the guy about things.
He's gonna look it over first to see if there's a way to establish a two-way connection, not just one.
Oh, did any crystals come out of the CRT?
Yes, there were little powdery fragments. Farron, York, Zara, and Pep all have rather beat up hands, but they should be fine. And
Okay.
it wasn't nearly to the extent of your hands, Zan.
Hmm.
I just wonder if Ert just has this sort of stuff naturally in him from working with it all the time. It's like, yeah, I do this every day to exfoliate.
God.
I mean, it would have come out when you grabbed the crystal.
Well, yeah, he does it every morning.
Oh, great.
I'm assuming that this is going to be an Arcana.
This is going to be an Arcana, yes. And, oh boy. Okay, 17. One moment, please.
He's not going to actually establish it. He's trying to see if there is a way to.
All right. There does seem to be a way to, because the strange message spell, or rather a modified sending spell that was modified to work on far lower power, but consistently over time. This spell seems like it could be reversed. You could reverse engineer it. However, the important thing is that there needs to be a constant source of magic energy on the other side.
Okay, so he probably just shut off that connection.
Correct. He ended the spell on his side.
But it only has to be on one side that the magic connection is, right? Or the
Correct.
magic source. So if we just use a magic source on our end, you can connect to him.
Terry's gonna have fun with this.
All right.
Have you said any of this aloud?
No.
Damn it.
All Ert and Zan see after Terry inspects it is he very calmly puts it in his pocket and looks to Zan and says, "Thank you."
You're welcome. If I wake up with any more crystal crap, I'm gonna be upset.
Baron actually approaches Zan and says, "That was rather messy. Are you doing all right?"
I'm doing
I'm
better
fine.
than Zara is.
Zara grunts and says, "It was just a lucky hit with the damn poison spray."
I feel like we all, I don't know, rolled poorly that round.
Pep grimaces and shakes her head and says, "Please don't go into that. I got enough of a headache talking to that guy Klein."
Ert is just sulking so hard right now. He was going to put that dead wizard into a new slime.
I think it's time we head back to camp. I think we've had enough adventure for one day.
Or it's gonna take the dead wizard.
God. All right, you have collected a dead wizard. Add a dead wizard to your inventory.
Yay.
For the record, the dead wizard's head is really messed up. I sliced into it.
Yeah.
Okay, Toad actually does point something out, and he says, "Dad,
Yes, Toad.
can I eat him?"
Erd is just like, oh yeah. Go.
Terry just thinks for a minute and just, okay. I mean, looks to Zann and goes, did you know that man?
Zann looks to the man. Did I know that man?
You did not know that man. He had the appearance of a guy who was trying desperately to be a wizard. He had the magical powers of a wizard, even though he was limited to only cantrips.
I mean, he rolled 4d12 on a cantrip. That's a high damage spell for a cantrip.
Yeah, he was a level 17 spellcaster.
Oh, wonderful.
But the thing was that he was clearly living out here on his own. He clearly wasn't good at living out here all on his own. And he was clearly trying to put on an impression of, like, everyone look at me, I'm Big Magic Man.
Except Zann just kept on punching him.
Zann looks back to Terry and says, yeah, he and I were really close friends. Toad, go eat him.
All right.
It's what he would have wanted.
Toad goes over and immediately plants himself onto the injury in the wizard's face. In the meantime, Pep actually raises a hand and says, Zann,
Yo.
York, Farron, and I are relatively uninjured from all that. Maybe we should do another sweep around here to check for traps and see if there was anything useful in his den. And she leans a little bit closer and says, and we don't tell about what we find in his den?
Zann
York
agrees.
approaches
York,
Zann-
you have one chance to say the right thing here.
York hooks a thumb over his shoulder and says, Toad really wants to explain how harvesting intelligence from dead bodies works.
Ooh, I am into this.
Zann nods at Pep and says, the wizard or the captain did say something about more traps being around here, so definitely check it out. I'm going back to camp. Zara, I'm going back to camp. Come with me.
Zara gives a nod, and Pep says, we'll be back there in order to help you out in a bit, but she gives a grimace and she says, I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, Zann. It seemed like that could have gone really bad really fast.
I'm the one that put you with Ert.
She grimaces again and says, I understand, it's just, well, even if I am with Ert, we're still a team.
Zann notices that she's soaking wet and says, did you go swimming?
Involuntarily.
I see.
Fell in a river on the way here. Sorry.
Have you tried flying over it?
No.
Well, maybe try that one out next time.
Erd announces to everyone that Toad can now do division.
Toad can now do division. And Toad says that he's learned how to write, and also he's learned how to cantrip.
I mean, Eldritch Blast is a cantrip, so he already knew how to cantrip, so...
But now he knows how to more cantrip.
Yay!
Does he know Poison Spray?
Yes, he's learned how to use poison spray.
Aw, Toad gets to be Ert's new assistant. Come on, little guy.
No, Toad is Terry's.
Zann looks at Terry and points back at Ert and Toad and says, you might want to get on that, and starts limping away.
Yeah.
All right.
So Terry's just walking over. He picks up Toad. And
Toad
just
is not
says,
done eating the wizard's brain.
all right, well, he can finish the brain.
Erd is going to resume his search for the Dwarf Kingdom.
Terry asks Toad, do you only need the brain?
Toad thinks on this and says, all the information stuff is. The rest of it is just food.
Okay. We'll drag the body back, but for now, he's going to take off his little OSHA-compliant helmet and tell him that he can put the brain in that and eat it as they walk.
That's
God,
not
that's macabre.
that's not creepy at all. This is the man. This is the man that was all butthurt about Zann killing a dog earlier.
No, he didn't care about the dog.
Oh, the children of the dog. It's fine, Children have brains. Adults have brains. Everyone's got a brain. It's fine.
Oh boy.
Erd announces he found something. Never mind, it's just a rock.
Terry informs Earth that you're not gonna find a dwarven kingdom like that.
Zann calls over his shoulder. I think I saw the dwarf kingdom this way.
God.
So what do you guys find?
So, York, Farron, and Pep search through his possessions and find that there was a dwindling supply of gold. Clearly, he was on his last legs. There is a bag of some small runes. They seem to be fresh from the Empire.
Which rune or which spells?
They seem to mostly be first level spells, and I will add them to Ert's rune list later.
Okay.
So, and aside from that, there are some magic items as well, and I will roll some magic items.
They're all hats of vermin.
Oh boy. Please be patient with me for just a moment. Okay, so. Oh god. No, not that one. That's healing.
Which are you rolling these on?
I'm just rolling on my own bullshit. Okay, this has to be it. So, Ert, you know your hat of vermin?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Say hello to the bag of tricks.
Bag of
That's just a hat of vermin. Okay, what's next?
I mean, I feel like a panther is significantly different than a rat.
Well, it's a good thing you've kept this from Ert, or he'll be trying to get you to eat whatever comes out. What's next? Or they're just one item?
It's 3.
I'm looking it up on the list. Ooh, damn, okay. Next up is the Insignia of Claws.
Oh, I know that.
And the last one, not all that far from here. I can't give you another instrument of bards. You already have an instrument of bards.
Have to re-roll that.
Ert can take it apart.
Give Ert the instrument of bards.
Oh, God. All right. So then the last one would be. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry.
Yeah.
Guess you found living gloves anyway.
Living gloves.
All right. And then one final magic item. The crown jewel of his horde. Okay, 79.
So close to greatness, and yet so far.
Well, okay then. The last magic item is the Ring of the Ram.
Ring of the Ram.
You can use it to make an attack at +7 bonus at a target within 60 feet, and they take 2d10 force damage and are pushed away.
Yeah, Ert's gonna want to mass produce this.
It's one creature you can see. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's something that that either Ert or Terry should wear. I have the bow, so I don't need it.
The only bad part for our wonderful, wonderful wizard companion here was that, like, most of these magic items were outclassed by his goddamn cantrips.
Mm-hmm.
That is a problem.
As a level 17 caster, yeah, I believe it.
Like, his entire thing was that he took poison spray because he didn't think that he could hit you with an attack roll.
Well, turns out he couldn't hit me with an attack roll.
Fucking hell. And he even had a thing to negate your AC, and it kept getting put off because you succeeded the con saves. Oh, lordy.
Well, so the important question here, Terry, is how did the road survey go?
The road survey went just fine. The traps were for you guys.
Yeah. It was just way too idyllic there. Idyllic?
Idyllic.
Idyllic.
All right. So, with that, you guys, because you absorbed the wizard's soul, you have gained 10 runic energy. This does not interfere with Terry's plans to do whatever the hell he's going to be doing.
Heh.
And so, because you also did move, a tile on the map, you also lose 10 runic energy, so it's a wash.
Womp womp.
Wah.
All right. And this is where we're going to roughly end off the session for today, but we are going to do one final scene back in camp. How's everyone feeling after all this?
Salty.
Injured.
Excited. For once, the tables have turned.
Pep is going to put a hand on Ert's arm and say, Ert,
What?
it occurs to me that, like, if they were setting a trap for Zann, then maybe the first thing that they did was try to set something up that, would distract you. I don't think there really was a dwarven kingdom around there.
Well, obviously, a dwarf would actually do better on the runes.
She shrugs at this and says, I guess that makes sense. I just wanted to bring it up because, well, the rune post that he was trying to copy off of, I think that was real. I think there might actually be a dwarvish outpost further to the south.
Ert demands we go south. And he also demands the wizard soul back so he can put it in Canny.
He gives a sigh and says, listen, Ert, I'm sure that we can get another soul for Canny. There are plenty of creatures that we kill on a regular basis. I mean, after all, it doesn't have to be a person's soul, does it?
It sort of depends on how angry you want it to be while it casts.
Pep considers this and then says, so does it actually benefit it to be angry?
Like intimidation.
Well, mostly when you had our old Canny, it would just scream kill at us. I don't think that was very intimidating to the enemy.
Zann walks outside, finds a frog, steps on the frog, hands it to Ert. There's your soul.
In the background, Bubbles starts crying.
All right, Ert, do you accept this as the new soul for Canny 2.0?
Yes, Canny now has what's his name? Captain Ginyu.
Didn't get you.
Fuck you, man!
Oh, I get you, force.
Ribbit.
Oh,
Ribbit.
boy.
Karoke.
All right, Zann.
Yes.
After Ert has been encouraged to go off and discover his new friend, Captain Ginyu, Zann, Pep, make sure that you sit down and you rest, and she even forcefully drapes you in a blanket.
Have you ever seen like an angry bird in a blanket, like an eagle in a blanket? I can see if I can find a picture of it. That's definitely what I look like right now.
Yes.
Just really angry eyes. I'm not actually angry, but I look really angry while wrapped in a blanket.
Pep gives a sigh and says, I'm really sorry for how that went, Zann.
Zann kind of shrugs. It's like, I mean, at least we figured out we have crystals in our hands and they're not there anymore. That kind of sucked.
In the background,
says-
Ert is taking a long needle-shaped crystal and jamming it into his own hands.
Oh my god.
Bairn, watching behind you, says, I'm not sure if that's the best idea.
Ert's, you're right. He goes and gets Bubbles. Hold your hand still.
Oh no.
Bairn looks after Ert as he goes off to do more chaos, then goes and grabs York and Zara, and York and Zara are officially on Ert watching duty.
Ert's asking them for opinions. Like, how deep in your hand was it? Do you think it mattered?
Pep scoots off to the side so that Farron can enter the tent. Farron looks over to Zann and says, goodness, you really do look out of it.
I still have a headache.
Farron considers this and then says, I would hypothesize that this is either because of frustration or because you are particularly irritated at the situation.
My feathers are burning, or were burning. He looks down and checks again. They mostly
Uh,
stopped now.
there's a faint burning sensation, but they are definitely not on fire. In
Oh, I
fact,
meant like
there are no
melting.
signs of your feathers being scorched.
Not, I didn't mean burning from fire, but acid kind of melts away the poison spray.
Well, Farn looks you over once again and says, "You should make a recovery, but I actually wanted to speak with you on this particular topic and put your mind at ease. It
Sure.
seems that all of us were given the same rough initial dose of whatever it was. The soul crystals, the dust.
Wonderful.
It seems to have affected you more than anyone else. And I have a theory on that, but, well, I don't want to overshare.
What do you mean by overshare?
Well, you're currently on bed rest." And she looks over to Pep, and Pep just has her arms folded and says, "If this isn't helping him get rest, I don't want it to happen."
Zan's just kind of tired. And he just looks tired, blinks a few times, looks over to Pep, blinks a few times, looks over to Farron, says, I don't really care. I'm going to sleep. Flops over.
Farron gives a nod and says, "Then you get some rest. This is all academics anyway, and it won't be particularly relevant to you. So just
Tell,
worry about the immediate situation, all right?"
tell it to Terry, and I'm sure he'll tell me later.
Farron turns 180 degrees, and there's Terry. Farron turns 90 degrees and looks at Pep, and Pep gestures both of you out. This is now the sick tent.
Just thought it was kind of funny. Just 180 degrees to Terry. Terry just kind of waves like, hello.
Hello, I'm here.
But yeah, Farron is just like, "Can we speak outside then?"
So yes, Terry will follow Farron out. I believe it's Farron that needs to talk to him.
Right? So Farron takes you aside, and she has a little bit of an explanation for all this.
I am leaving the hat behind.
Oh. Well, now it's Pep's. Pep is official rest time investigator. All right, but anyway, Farron looks at Terry and says, "I do have an explanation for what happened and why it seemed to affect Zann more than anyone else, if you're interested."
Did it have to do with the crystal that came out of his hands?
Yes. Specifically, his were more grown and developed. My theory, and this is just a theory, is that because he is a monk, he has a particular set of skills that involve harnessing the energy of his own soul. And because he so often channels his soul through his fists and his weapons, he was more susceptible to those crystals, which means that if this were to happen again, he would be the one most affected by it again. She looks a bit troubled at that and says, "I do not know if the captain will be able to do anything of that sort again, but it is something worthy of watching out for, and I thought it best that someone know." And then she looks off into the distance and she says, "Not Earth, though."
Are you guys talking about crystals?
No!
Terry nods and just goes, so we should probably get him tested to see if there's any more crystals they happen to place on him.
It would not be a bad idea, but personally I don't believe it is going to be a present threat for at least a little while. Although, it does raise the question of how exactly we can sweep for these things and make sure that they are out of our system. It might be that if they weren't activated in the way that they were activated, they might be completely benign, but again, we don't want to take that chance.
Terry understands.
Very well, then that's all that I have to report. Thank you for listening, and please try and make sure that Zann gets something to do that doesn't make him angry. He's rather upset about this entire situation, I believe.
He's been rather upset about almost everything lately.
He just has a resting bitch face. He's a bird. He doesn't have facial expressions.
But you're so good at looking annoyed!
I was born this way.
But anyway.
Felix is just, he's a little bit angry at everything lately.
No, I can't say I blame him. There have been quite a lot of difficult events.
I won't fault him on that part, at least.
Toad pats Terry on the chest and says, "Terry, can I go and cheer up Zann?"
Terry thinks for a minute and just, sure, go ahead. He knows Zann
no.
won't hurt Toad.
Yeah, what?
Terry watches as Toad heads off, and then hears in the distance, "Hey, Zann,
Yes.
do you want to hear what that guy was thinking when he died?"
Not really? Sure? Sure.
Toad then goes into a dramatic recreation of the last thoughts and memories of a man who was absolutely certain that he was going to win in battle.
Okay.
That's it. That's your cheer up story.
It's like that one meme I see going around of, I forget which anime it is, but you see him going, yes, yes, and then the next panel, oh no.
So that guy was an idiot.
So, with that, we are going to end off our wonderful little scenario with the CRT going back in order to tend to their wounded and make sure that Zann doesn't fly off the handle and kill anyone. Oh, and Snowblind, Boingo, Ian, and Catechus come back with a whole bunch of supplies and whatnot, and then Boingo just bounces on into the command tent and says, "Hey, we're back!"
Terry calls out as
Pep.
he comes over to the tent, just like, Boingo, I'm over here.
Pep. Kill him. Her. It.
Have him help her.
Pep just escorts Boingo out and just like, "I just wanted to give the good news."
Terry just finally running back to the tent because he saw Boingo. It's just like, Boingo, just over here. I'll explain.
Show me your hands.
Toad.
Boingo
Do not
presents
show-
their hand.
No, don't do that.
Toad, go eat Boingo for me.
Toad thinks about this and says, "But Boingo isn't dead."
Toad, kill Boingo and eat him for me.
Okay.
Terry stops Toad.
There we end off. I hope you all enjoyed our wonderful little session today.
And they all lived happily ever after.
Except for Boingo, who was dead.
Right.
Alrighty.
Thank you all for playing. I know.
Bert did
wait.
not cause any
Enjoy.
actual problem.
Wait.
Oh,
Did we manage to get reasonably priced boxes? Because now we have to like charge them up with magic and see if they work.
yes. You got reasonably priced boxes.
Do they work?
Okay, they do work once they are charged up by Katie.
Awesome. We have 2 mailboxes now. We'll leave one in the command, and then I don't know, one out around near some important NPCs. CRT, you can have one.
There we go.
All right, and one moment, please, because I just want to make the stupidest fucking joke.
Oh no.
It should be called a box of shipping.
I mean, that's a good idea, but no, this is even stupider. Here is your box. It is the Heraldric Cube.
Ah, it's a heraldic cube.
Oh boy. So yes, this rune-inscribed box is now your official mailbox. And I'm
Awesome.
putting it in your tent.
And CRT gets one as well.
Okay. It is going to be the budget Heraldric Cube.
No, Toad is not killing Boingo. Stop it.
All right, you giant nerds. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Later.
Bye.
Kill Boingo. What?
No, don't kill
It is
Boingo.
going
Bye.